Shalom. I like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashemi, Hawashai, Bahashemi, Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, for the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to my Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who are risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as we are the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. This is your brother Akali from the GMS Jamaica Kingston camp, and this video will be titled Chaos, because that is exactly what Yahweh Shemeshai is bringing to this world. I have a whole bunch of articles and some videos that we'll be taking a look at, but first I want to go into the book of Matthew chapter 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows, and this is literally where we're at in biblical prophecy. Okay? We're in some very serious times, and you got to take heed, man. Okay? You know, it says also in Revelation chapter 7 that when it is that the 144,000 men are sealed, that the angels that are at the four corners, they shall let loose the destruction, okay? And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemeshai, it is believed, I've heard, elder brothers within this truth say that they believe that the elect is sealed. So here comes the destruction. So, where to start? Guess we can start here. Look at these articles. There's so many that, you know, it's just... why is this doing this? Okay. Alright. So this one says, okay, that's the food. Okay. So, let's start with this. Time to consider mandatory in Europe, WHO official says. So, over there in Europe, there's a lot of chaos going on. There's a lot of uproars of the people in the world, uproars, you know, of people in the world. And that's a part of biblical prophecy. That's a sign of the end. In the 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 1, it lets you know that. Okay? So, due to these things that are being pushed, you can see over there in Australia, you can see over there in Austria, all right? The people are rising up, all right? And they're going to the streets, okay? You have riots and looting over that rule, and this is happening in Martinique. Now we can take a look at what's going on in Martinique. This video right here.
Get amazing gifts when you activate a Protests break out over COVID measures, rocking France's overseas territory. Cars burnt, roads blocked, shops, pharmacies looted.
Unfortunately, it had to come to this. We elected representatives, but they couldn't understand what we had to say. The youth is fed up with this.
Paris sent special forces to bring down tensions. Protesters rally against mandatory vaccination for health workers and health passes, aimed to stop the spread of COVID.
We have no more freedom here. We have become violent. That's it.
Wow. That's biblical prophecy, man. Okay? So that's what's going on. Those are those two articles. All right, so this is also where they're moving towards, man. Mandatory things, okay, regarding that thing. Okay, then you have French hit with new set of measures. All right, so this is talking about the French government, which is talking about France, and then Guadeloupe, Martinique is an extension of it, so they're all moving together as one. Okay, so then the next thing that's actually happening in the world right now is this right here. Okay, apparently there's a new strain that's worse than the previous that has been found in 3 countries so far. All right, and you have from CNBC, it says WHO calls special. So you know when they're involved, it's starting to get serious. Okay, calls special meeting to discuss new found in South Africa with a large number of mutations. So it talks about that they're monitoring it, and what it means for the current things. As you can see, it's a variant called DDD, which is detected in South Africa, and then they have detected 30 mutations to the spike protein, the part of that binds to cells in the body, which could have implications for DDD efficacy and transmissibility. All right, so y'all know what this is saying, right? This is saying straight up that the Esau Edom, so-called white man, the rulers of this wicked kingdom today, they coming in hot and heavy with their next strain. Okay, heavily mutated puts scientists on alert. Talking about new strain, fears new DDD could evade DDD. All right, so we're seeing articles that are saying all kinds of things, and actually, I think it was this article in RT, man, that said it. Scientists are sounding the alarm as what could be the most highly evolved strain of the has been discovered in patients in different parts of the world. It adds resistance adds to the concerns. The latest known variant of has significant changes in its spikes, which could make it invincible to. It could be the most highly evolved yet, as 32 mutations have apparently been detected in it. The currently dominant, highly transmissible, which has contributed to this year's surge in cases globally, has at least 11. So this one has, what is it? Quick math. 21 more spike mutations to it, man. So they're saying it's much deadlier than the one that that came previously. And you see what kind of measures they've pushed forward with this one, the current one, or whatever the situation is. But I want this to be the main focus. Read this. Let me highlight it. Read this over and over again. Where is it at? It's doing that. Okay. This last part. Resistance. So it makes you think, you know, but for all of you in the know, I know where your mind is taking you. All right, nothing has to be said in regards to it. So that's the move that they're making right now. So let me just close all these. Okay, and then over there in Europe as well, keep a close eye on what's going on in Europe. What's happening in Europe is going to hit the shores of America soon. And once it hits the shores of America, remember America's Mr. Babylon the Great. Okay. So this one right here, plummeting currency sparks mass violent rally in Istanbul. Riot police put down hundreds of protesters decrying record fall of the lira. Okay, so over there in Istanbul, their currency is failing. And eventually all currency is going to fail as well. All right, now the uproars of the people around the world, etc. We can bring it to this precept, which I actually intended to bring out earlier. when we looked at that Guadalupe video. But let's just get into it now. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, we're in this time. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, we're in this time. 2nd Ezra chapter 13, the first part, we're about to hit that time. Okay, we're actually already, well, actually part of 2nd Ezra chapter 13 has already passed, but you know, so 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And this is happening literally right now. The people around this world, in various parts in the world, they're not accepting the measures that are being pushed upon them, and they're disregarding the orders from their kings and princes, which are the rulers. So it's going to lead to a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, which is going to be that martial law. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that lack of bread, that famine which is coming as well, that's definitely heating up. Jumping up to verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. So the famine is coming, and this is a great time to segue into it. Okay, we have over there in America now, today is so-called Thanksgiving, which is the celebration of the mass murder of the so-called Native Americans, as well as Seminole Indians, and also other Northern Kingdom brothers. Okay, so it's a celebration of the destruction of the Northern Kingdom Israelites. All right, and any of you people that are our people that are celebrating that, you're celebrating the murder of your own people. Okay, but anyway, it says price of turkey soar as supply crunch impacts millions of Americans. Prices for just about everything are on the rise, including food. It means Americans are paying more now than ever before for Thanksgiving dinner. The toll for turkey especially is trending upward. All right, so of course, you know, food prices are going up all around the world. I'm literally feeling it out here in Jamaica. And then we have food prices about to soar. From RT, a worldwide shortage of nitrogen fertilizer used to boost crop yields may affect next year's food prices. Global prices of nitrogen fertilizer are at their highest levels in over a decade. The crop nutrient sales amounted to 53 billion last year. Prices are at least 80% higher so far this year, according to Argus Media. So the things needed to fertilize the crops and whatever else, that price is increasing as well. So it's all just coming forward, man. And the thing is, it's all manufactured and it's all intentional. First of all, from Yahweh Shemishai, but Yahweh Shemishai is using Esau Edom as the sword to take peace away from the earth. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, talking about Esau Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white people. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. All right, and actually that they should kill one another is talking about the World War. Okay, that happened previously. But Esau Edom's blessing is the sword, and he's using it at his will. Okay, and this entire collapse, everything is just manufactured because Esau Edom wants to bring forward their NWO. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. And that is why we're constantly seeing all of these things in regards to this situation right here, and the new one that looks like it's coming. Okay, and this one might be the one to really set things off in a very major way. But we'll continue to watch and see, and we'll continue to report. But overall, these are just the times that we're in. As it says in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, once again, to measure the time diligently, you know. So, we're in the time of chaos, man. And we're heading into the time of Jacob's trouble, which is going to be a time of great trouble upon the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, because that devil is going to be coming down with the great wrath. So that, well, before I close off, the devil is coming with great wrath, and the only way that you're going to be able to survive this great wrath is by the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shemeshai, so repent. So with that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemeshai, Bashim Kodesh, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.